Hi, this is Bill for Sparky Channel, and today we're going to be changing out a toilet fill valve. And I'm going to be using a Fluid Master toilet fill valve, which adjusts from 9 inches to 14 inches in height to fit most tanks. This one has been in service for over 20 years, but now it is not turning off the water so that the water just keeps running. So it needs to be replaced. The first thing to do is to turn off the valve that you'll find behind the toilet. And then your next move will be to flush the toilet and let all the water get out that can possibly get out. Next, put a bucket, bowl, or pan underneath the toilet where your toilet fill valve goes through your toilet. So when I loosen up the nut on the outside of the toilet, you're going to need something to catch this little bit of water. Okay, so take off the supply line that goes to the toilet. You'll catch a little bit of water. Next, remove the nut that holds the old toilet fill valve on. The newer nuts have wing nuts so that you could probably take it off by hand. This kind, unless you have really strong hands, you'll need an adjustable wrench. Your bucket positioned right underneath it. All right, so there's the nut right there. Okay, so now make sure you got your bucket in the right spot. And we're going to lift up the fill valve. Okay, there goes the water into the pan or bucket. Okay, so this is out right here. So here we have the old one out of the toilet. So here's the new fill valve that I just taken out of the box, and here's the old fill valve. And what I want to do now is I want to make this one approximately the same length as this one. So what you do is you pull this back, then pull the tube out until it's approximately the same length as the old one. Once you got it adjusted the way you want it to the right length, push this piece all the way down, that locks it. When you install the toilet fill valve, this outlet piece must face the fill tube. So like that. Then this comes with your fill valve kit. I'm going to tighten that up right now. The way I like to install this nut is to put one hand on the fill valve to stabilize it, then reach under the toilet with my other hand and screw the nut on. The wing nut feature should allow you to fully tighten without using a wrench. So that's just hand tight. That should be good. So the lock nut is tightened down. Below here is fairly tight now. The top of the fill valve should be about 3 inches higher than the top of the fill tube. So this clip right here goes on over here like that. Okay. Now we have an included tube that goes on here. And it goes to right about here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Right about there. Okay. And so this will go like that. Okay. Install the water supply line and turn on the valve. There it goes. Okay, here comes the water. See, we can adjust the tank water level with this. So we got the important thing is this is about the right height. We have the tube connected. There's no kinks. A nice flowing line there. This is hooked up. You hook this up to this side of the fill valve. Okay, so everything's going great. Check underneath for leaks. Don't see any leaks. And there's a line right here. That's where you want your water to shut off. So we'll be able to adjust it with this right here. We'll just see where it comes to. You see why you put this little thing on this side of the fill tube? See, the water comes shooting down into there. This fills the toilet. Okay, so it's very important that this be hooked up. The toilet filled a little short of the target line, so I'm going to adjust the fill adjustment screw as high as it'll go. And now the water level is quite close to the target line. There's our new toilet fill valve right there. So let's try this out. And there you go. Now we have a brand new toilet fill valve. I adjusted this toilet fill valve all the way up. It goes up to 14 inches. And then I adjusted the water level screw all the way up. So that's as high as it'll go, but it's still maybe an inch lower than the original water level. The difference seems to be that the older fill valve didn't have a water level limiter, while the new one does. You could only adjust so far on the new one, whereas the old one you could slide up and down that piece of metal. The toilet's about 30 years old, and I've checked around on the internet, and other brands of toilet fill valves only go to like 12.5, 13 inches. If you guys know of any toilet fill valves that go higher than 14 inches, I'd be interested in hearing about it. I'm very much in favor of water savings, but I'm also in favor of a nice strong flush. I'll put links in my video description for the Fluid Master toilet fill valve, and I'll put a link for the Fluid Master set where they got the fill valve and the flapper. Thanks. I hope this video is helpful.